Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. My name is Muetia Safitri and I am from Department of English Education, Faculty of Educational Sciences, Syarif Hidayatullah Islamic State University of Jakarta. And now I would like to retell a review of the articles that I've read before. So from all of the articles, I divide into three categories. The first one is the child development, and the second one is education, and the last one is language learning. So let's go to the first article. The first article is Family Poverty, Welfare Reform and Child Development by Greg J. Duncan and Jane Brooks Gunn. Explain how children living in poverty have selective effect on their development. So the effect like risk in physical health, child's achievement, and then emotion and behavior problems. So the author mentioned that the welfare reform established in US to avoid the poverty in early childhood, then the children would have a healthy cognitive development. So the government of US also provides some programs such as the food stamp programs, supplemental security income for children, etc., in order to help children who comes from a poor family, so they will get a better life. And the author suggests to the government that they also should consider a service delivery program such as providing nutrition supplement, medical care, early childhood education, and housing. So the next article is executive function and the promotion of social emotional competence. This article related to the previous one because the articles are talking about the child development. So this article by Nathaniel Erich explain about the important role of executive function in social emotional competence of children. So the skills including inhibition of impulsive behavioral responses, awareness and regulation of feelings, accurate problems and development, accurate perception of the perspective of others, and etc. And those skills are taught to allow children to modify and integrate behavior, action, and emotion in order to handle developmentally relevant social tasks. So children who can demonstrate those social tasks are considered socially and emotionally competent. So the next one is establishment of graded school in American cities. So this article written by Jared E. Ricord. So this article is education because it's education. So explain about the establishment of school in America. So the term of grammar school was originally applied to a college preparatory institution. So Boston was the first of the cities of this study in which the term grammar school came to be attached to an elementary school instead of to a college preparatory institution. So the term of grammar school came to designate an institution for instruction in English subject through a long journey until 1855. So there are some characteristics of the grammar school in US. The first is examination for admission to the grammar school. The requirement concludes reading, writing, spelling, and arithmetic, and the examination for graduation is a written examination, and the administration for the grammar school was dependent on considerable degree. So the next one is evaluating teacher education program using national survey. So this article relate to the previous one because the articles are talking about education, especially in America. So this research is to evaluate the bachelor and master of education program. So why they have to do evaluation? Because they think the need to evaluate program can make a standard for comparative purpose, and they considered it is important because it is important as a way in improving teachers' quality in modern classroom. So the survey were broken down into four measures: career satisfaction, quality of program, skill, and knowledge. And this research was to be the first step in a true quality improvement initiative for institutions. So the instrument and the data should be used and evaluated annually to assess whether the improvement is resulting or not. So the next one is formal and informal linguistic environment in language acquisition and language learning by Stephen D. Crash. The question explain about function of formal and informal linguistic. From several studies conclude that adults cannot only increase their proficiency in second language in formal environment, yet they also have to spend their time in informal situations. So the contribution of formal and informal environment is that informal environment must be intensive and involve the learner directly in order to be effective. So the classroom aim at increasing conscious linguistic knowledge of the target language. So the next article is face to face with the gauche in machine, psycholinguistic and TESOL. So this article explain about the way the psycholinguistic can extend our understanding of the process, including the acquisition, the storage, and the use of the language, especially in relation to the skill of speaking, listening, writing, and reading. So this paper divided into three main concerns: acquiring, storing, and using. And it is also mentioned a problem for the teaching because the teacher often lack of idea of the behavior that they wish to their learners. So the author gives some theory in psycholinguistic to help fixing the problem. So psycholinguistic has correlation with teaching English of second language. The next one is vocabulary development in content area. So the article written by Cole B. Smith explain about the importance of the development of vocabulary as a study of relationship in content area reading. So in reading, we must consider the relationship of related definition in the content reading. So we can comprehend the term. So Barton and Colvey suggest using a vocabulary matrix to show the dimension of the subject. So the function is to make easy for students to associate the idea and to find the context. So the vocabulary development may also be improved by asking students to make any vocabulary outline. So the noun words may help students to connect meaning with the new vocabulary. And another technique, we can ask students like, what is it like, what are some examples. So the question will help students to see relationship between familiar and less familiar terms. So the next one is falling on sensitive ears, the influence of musical ability. So the goal of this research is to determine whether listener musical ability is associate the ratings of second language pronunciation. So the result is the listener who found in the second language speech most difficult to understand higher musical ability than those who understood the speech most easily. This difference was mostly due to writers' performance on the melodic dimension of musical ability. The next one is factors affecting degree of foreign accent in second language. So these articles also explain about skills in language learning, especially in English. So the articles explain about some factors which affecting degree of foreign language. The review suggests that there are some factors such as the age of second language learner, the length of residence, gender, motivation, and then language learning aptitude and formal instruction. So the next one is French is the language of love and stuff. Student perception of issue related to motivation in learning and foreign language. So the goal is to investigate the motivation of secondary school students in the southwest of England to learn foreign language, focusing on whether any different factors that contribute to motivation in gender, age, level of proficiency, and are there any difference in motivation to learn French and German. So the conclusion which emerged from the research is the general level of motivation to learn foreign language range from low to high across all three schools in this study. So that's all from me. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry if I make some mistake because I'm still practicing. So thank you so much for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.